Welcome to Lighthouse, Homeschooling in Oregon with OCEANetwork.
Hi, everybody. Thank you again for joining us at the Lighthouse. Today, we are talking about the OCEANetwork internship program and why opportunities like this can be so valuable for homeschooling teens. The internship program gives students real-world experience serving in the homeschool community while developing practical skills like communication and leadership and responsibility, organization, teamwork. They do things like graphic design and writing, working with others. It's a really wonderful experience. And one of the great things about homeschooling, as we know, is the flexibility to pursue meaningful experiences like this before graduation. And that's whether it's internships or volunteer work or entrepreneurship, apprenticeships, so many opportunities. So these experiences often help students grow in confidence and maturity. Plus, they look excellent on a transcript or a resume. The OCEANetwork internship applications open late spring each year for the upcoming school year. So they're currently open now as of the publishing of this podcast for the 2026 school year that begins in the fall. Today, we are joined by two interns, and they're going to talk to us about what this experience is actually like and what they learned from it. So hopefully your homeschool students will be interested in joining our internship program. So thank you so much, Adeline and Levi, for joining us. We really have enjoyed you as interns, and we're thankful for the time that you're taking just to share with us a little bit today.
Thanks, Tana. It's good to be here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and what made you apply for the internship program with OCEANetwork.
I am a high school senior. I've been an intern since 2024. I live outside Portland and I love art and writing and sewing. I applied to the internship mostly because I wanted the experience, learning how to go through the process of applying for something like that. And I also knew that I needed to grow my communication skills, and that was really important to me.
Yeah.
What about you, Levi?
I'm 17 years old. I just graduated high school, actually. I've been homeschooled my entire life. Thank you. I've been homeschooled, and I live on the southern Oregon coast near the small town of Bandon, Oregon. My mom saw the internship, and she recommended it to me. I thought it would be an awesome opportunity to get some experience working with a team, graphic design, writing articles, all kinds of stuff like that. And then the final thing that convinced me is, as you said, it looks really good on a resume. So I decided, sure, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, it's been wonderful having you both, I have to say. It was a wonderful experience for us, too. You guys joined us only in our second year of the internship program. So were you nervous or unsure about applying at first?
Yes, I was definitely nervous. It's a new experience. So all kinds of new experiences are nerve-wracking. I was totally unsure of what I would be doing, even though I saw the list of things. But I was definitely nervous. It took some convincing by my parents, but I'm glad I decided to do it.
Yeah, we're thankful too. What about you, Adeline? Was it a little different or nerve-wracking for you when you first wanted to apply?
Yeah, definitely. I had never done anything like that before. And so I was very nervous about the whole process, especially interviewing. I'd never interviewed for anything like that before. But I'm very thankful that I got the opportunity to experience it.
Right, because that's a good point. I forgot about the interview process. So you apply for it and you submit, an application on our website and a resume and a transcript and a letter of recommendation from somebody you're not related to, right? And then you actually have an interview with some of the people who are running the program. And this isn't just with OCEANetwork. This is a multi-state internship program for Christian homeschool organizations in other states. And so those folks and myself are involved in the interview process. So yeah, it is. It's really good experience, right? To try out this internship interviewing process in a kind of a safe environment. How did that go for you? The application and the interview, did you feel like it went well? You were nervous, but did you feel pretty good afterward?
I think, the application process was not too difficult. I think starting out, I was not very confident, but the application process was easier than I thought it would be. But then the interview, I definitely felt afterwards like it had not gone well, and I was not super confident in how I had done. But it was great to get my first interview done so that for future opportunities, I would be more confident.
Yeah, pretty similar
What about you,
for
Levi?
me.
Yeah.
I felt pretty good with just the writing out the different things and sending it in. That was pretty easy. But then the actually sitting down on a Zoom call, doing the interview, that was a little bit nerve wracking. But afterwards, it
Yeah.
wasn't too bad. It was pretty easy. You guys weren't too mean to us asking hard questions or anything.
I watched the interviews afterwards. You guys both did great. So even if you were nervous, it didn't come through that way at all.
That's good to
So
hear.
what would you say? Yeah. What would you say to a teen who feels unqualified, Adeline, who feels unqualified to do this, who's like, I can't possibly do all of that? Did you feel that way, that it was going to be too much of a stretch? And what would you say to somebody who's nervous about joining?
I would say there were definitely things that I did not feel were my strengths, but I think this internship especially was very helpful in guiding us through everything. And I definitely felt going through it that I was able to figure things out. And yeah, I would say that it's a great experience to learn how to do all these practical skills.
So, Levi, what kinds of projects or responsibilities did you work on during the internship program?
Yeah, so biggest ones were writing articles and blog posts and doing some graphic design. As a team, we were working on putting together an e-publication or online magazine for homeschool teens. Um, I wrote a couple articles for that, and then also some graphic design stuff for OCEANetwork to use. After that initial internship, I continued writing articles and blog posts and doing graphic design, and I did more things like helping with Apple Pi Day, um, and just continuing to help out in other ways like that wherever OCEANetwork needed help.
Yeah, so some of them were online and some of them were in-person opportunities. It was really helpful for us, especially when you guys came to Apple Pi Day and Capital Day. That was really helpful. Adeline, what was something that was challenging or new to you that you had to learn?
I would say, especially for the weekly meetings, learning to ask good questions and to communicate with different people was definitely a challenge for me.
Adeline, what skill or area do you think that you grew the most in during the internship program?
I would say learning about my strengths and weaknesses and how to use my strengths and to grow my weaknesses. It took a strengths test, and that was really helpful for me to see areas that I might not have realized that were my strengths. And even now, there's been some areas that at first I thought that they weren't accurate, but now I'm seeing them play out and seeing that they were, and it's really cool to be able to identify those things.
Yeah. What about you, Levi? What skills or areas did you feel like you really grew in?
Yeah, I think the most valuable thing for me was the experience working with a team on big projects, or even if we're just contributing little things like that e-publication I was mentioning earlier. And then also later, just helping OCEANetwork with things like Apple Pi Day. I think it's not exactly a skill, but kind of an area. I think it's just seeing how an organization like OCEANetwork works. Seeing more of the behind the scenes of how everything fits together and how each person is contributing to that. I think that's been super helpful for me.
Why do you guys think that internships and real world experiences like that are important for homeschool students these days?
Yeah, homeschooling is about more than academics. I think it's about gaining those real world experiences. You got to be preparing for life after school, and whether that's working on interviews or other group projects or writing or blog posts, this internship can be really helpful for that. You also get skills with like real world problem solving. And then as Adeline was mentioning, the Strengths Finder test is teaching us more about who we are, how we best work by ourselves or with each other. That is super helpful. And I think this internship and other internships too and other opportunities can be helpful for learning about that.
So, Adeline, what would you say to a homeschool teen that was considering this internship or any new opportunity like that?
Yeah, I would say definitely take opportunities that you're given. When I applied for this internship, I was very shy and did not have much experience with anything like this, and it has helped me a lot with everything that I've done since to have an experience like this, to just see how to work together with people and to learn how to communicate with people.
Great. Well, again, I'm just so thankful for both of you, and I'm glad you took that leap of faith and applied, and that you've been with us now for a little while. We appreciate your time here today to share with other people how your experience has gone. And everyone who is listening or watching, we would really encourage you and your students to apply for this internship program. You can learn more by going to oceannetwork.org/internship. Thank you so much.
Thanks for listening to Lighthouse, Homeschooling in Oregon with Ocean Network. Don't forget to send us your questions, and make sure to like, subscribe, and share this podcast with other Oregon homeschool families. Join us again next time as we continue encouraging and informing homeschoolers across Oregon for the Lord Jesus Christ.